at Paris parade with stunning floral print tea dress. Donald and Melania Trump joined French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte at the annual Bastille Day parade along the Champs-Élysées in Paris on Friday. Per usual, all eyes were on the First Lady. On this great day, France's National Day and the 228th anniversary of the French Revolution, Melania and I were proud to stand with the President of France and Madame Macron to celebrate with the French people, President Trump said in a statement. The President and the First Lady sat alongside the Macrons during the celebration, but Melania might have stolen the show. She dressed in an elegant floral print sundress with a pair of royal blue high-heeled shoes for the joyous occasion. She and her husband appeared to enjoy the parade, which featured the United States Army's 1st Infantry Division in recognition of the 100th anniversary of the day the storied unit marched in the same parade honoring the alliance between France and the United States. Shortly after the conclusion of Bastille Day parade, the Trumps headed to the airport and boarded Air Force One to return to Washington. Unthinkable. An iceberg as big as Delaware broke off in Antarctica. An iceberg as big as Delaware and containing the double amount of water as Lake Erie broke off from an ice shelf in Antarctica this week, and experts are saying that this happened due to natural processes and not because of the climate change. The split of the iceberg happened between Monday and Wednesday, but the formation of the crack on the Larsen C ice shelf has been happening over the last several years. The iceberg, which will likely be designated A68, is 2,200 square miles. That makes it one of the largest ever recorded. The spill caused Larsen C to lose 12% of its size. Everyone loves a good iceberg, and this one is a corker, stated Andrew Shepard, professor of Earth observation at the University of Leeds in England. But despite keeping us waiting for so long, I'm pretty sure that Antarctica won't be shedding a tear when it's gone, because the continent loses plenty of its ice this way each year, and so it's really just business as usual. Martin O'Leary, a glaciologist at Swansea University working with the Project Midas, which has been following closely Larsen C, stated that the breakage is not evidence of global warming. Although this is a natural event, and we're not aware of any link to human-induced climate change, he stated. This puts the ice shelf in a very vulnerable position. This is the furthest back that the ice front has been in recorded history. Adrian Luckman, a member of Project Midas team, also with Swansea University, stated the following. In the ensuing months and years, the ice shelf could either gradually regrow, or may suffer further calving events which may eventually lead to collapse. Opinions in the scientific community are divided. Our models say it will be less stable, but any future collapse remains years or decades away. Luckman said that recent data from the Scripps Institute of Oceanography actually show most of the shelf thickening. A 2015 NASA study found Antarctica has been experiencing a net gain in ice mass in recent decades. Please share this post on Facebook if you think global warming is not the problem here. What is your opinion on this? Scroll down to comment below. Revealed Chevy Chase admits SNL is liberal and attacks Trump administration purposely. Hollywood is filled with liberals, TV shows and movies that are used as channels for propaganda, and Chevy Chase, a TV and movie star, knows this better than anyone. At the beginning, when he joined Saturday Night Live, SNL, Chase admitted that he tried to use his comedy to help Jimmy Carter win the election. Anyone who had watched the show even for a few seconds can see that what they try to pass for comedy is nothing more than leftists attacking conservative values. Here is Chase talking about modern SNL. Attacking the president has become a fashion in the celebrity world. Chase apparently is proud to have helped SNL's liberal bias, but other cast members have a different view. SNL star Michael Che supported President Trump when he was a candidate and had complained about the show's political slant. Oddly, I agree with him, Kai stated. We try to write that way. But I do agree with him. I think the show should show all views and we make a conscious effort to do so. Comedy should take both sides. No matter who is in power, we should be making fun of them. Please share this post on Facebook if you agree with Michael Che. What is your opinion on this? Scroll down to comment below. $2.1 million are in panic after DHS Secretary made a huge announcement. Donald Trump. During his election campaign, he promised to throw out former President Barack Obama's 2012 Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals amnesty program, but since then President Trump backed off from that promise, saying that DACA enrollees have nothing to fear. Anyhow, the estimated 800,000 illegal immigrants USA Today says are actually 2.1 million, who were brought to the U.S. as children and joined Obama's program, may be on the edge of panic now. Department of Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly informed members of Congress that the administration may not defend the controversial program from future legal challenges. Speaking in a private meeting with members of the predominantly Democrat Congressional Hispanic Caucus, Kelly told them that if they want the amnesty program to survive, they must cooperate with Republicans in a bilateral compromise immigration bill to protect the illegals legislatively. This is what he's being told by different attorneys, that if it goes to court it might not survive, DHS spokesman David LePan stated about Kelly's remarks. Should Congress pass a bill protecting the program, they're leaving it in the hands of the courts to make a decision. That was simply too much for a visibly shaken Illinois Representative Luis Gutierrez, who dramatically announced in English and Spanish of the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions is going to say, deport them. If you're going to count on Jeff Sessions to save DACA, then DACA is ended. It's not a pretty picture, New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez stated. The legal authorities that he's spoken to suggest that DACA cannot be sustained legally. We have a different view. Kelly informed the congressional members that, even though he supports the program and Trump supports it as well, an impending legal challenge by Texas and 9 other Republican states would most likely triumph in court and end the amnesty program, leaving it up to Congress to save it. There is no doubt that many of innocent people joined the program, who were brought to the country illegally as a child with no choice of their own. Congressmen should find a way how to deal with this humanly, because some of those illegals have abused the program and many criminals have been protected by their dreamer status. In fact, since DACA was first rolled out, over 1,500 of them had their status revoked because of a gang connection or other criminal activities. Obama made a mistake by implementing the DACA by executive order. He did that because Congress had refused an impasse on a compromise. If Congress wants Obama's amnesty program to remain intact and in effect, they better get to work crafting legislation that says as much, because the program won't hold up under legal challenge and the Trump administration won't be wasting time defending it. Please share this post on Facebook if you think this program should be terminated. What is your opinion on this? Scroll down to comment. Caught. MSNBC hosts had no idea DNC solicited info from Ukraine to help Clinton. Fake news. MSNBC host Andrea Mitchell, a nasty woman who has unfairly attacked Trump, and notorious liar Brian Williams acted like they had absolutely no idea that the Clinton campaign sought out help from Ukraine to help her win the 2016 presidential election. Newsbusters reported, on MSNBC Wednesday morning, 2 of MSNBC's most prominent anchors admitted they had no idea what Trump was referring to, when he tweeted out that the Clinton campaign also sought out information from foreign government officials to help boost her campaign, during the 2016 election. After reading the tweet, Brian Williams asked Andrea Mitchell if she knew what he was talking about. "I'm hoping you can help me decipher this," he asked. "It's hard to figure out what this is about," Andrea Mitchell quizzically responded. The humorous exchange happened during the 9 a.m. hour on MSNBC Live. Williams began by reading the tweet, that had just been put out a few minutes before, then asked Mitchell if she could take a whack at figuring out its meaning. "They know exactly what Trump is talking about and they are trying to make him look bad by acting like he is just making things up." Transcript: Brian Williams, Andrea Mitchell, "I said earlier no public events for 3 days on the president's calendar. He leaves tonight for Paris, for Bastille Day celebrations. What we've heard from the president again, 3 minutes ago on Twitter, I'm hoping you can help me decipher this. Why aren't the same standards placed on the Democrats? Look what Hillary Clinton may have gotten away with. Disgraceful. Do you want to take a whack at that? Mitchell, I'm trying to figure it out myself. Earlier he called it a witch hunt, so he's still on the fake news or what the Democrats are doing, that combo. Perhaps this is a reference to emails, since his son voluntarily tweeted out a whole email chain. Nobody was forcing him to do that other than the questions that were raised by the New York Times, and they said they were about to reveal them themselves. So he voluntarily released his emails, so perhaps it's an email reference. But it's hard to figure out what this is about. Williams, let the record show Andrea Mitchell is always game for a challenge, though sometimes the material leaves us with more questions than answers. Laughter. Massive news: Secret Service is investigating Scott Harmon about his comments about Trump. The Secret Service just announced that they are looking into Maine State Congressman Scott Harmon, who recently wrote on Facebook that as he gets within 10 feet from President Donald Trump, he would be a half-one-term president, hinting towards an assassination. A spokesman for the Secret Service stated, "The Secret Service is aware of the comments in question and are investigating the matter," adding allegations of any threat, inappropriate interest or unusual behavior directed towards a Secret Service protectee receives the highest priority of all our investigations. For now, the details about the investigation remain undisclosed for security reasons, said the spokesman. Anyhow, as the investigation develops, further information will be released to the public. Even though the Maine Republican Harmon has said that he regretted what he described as aggressively sarcastic and inappropriate comments after gaining social media criticism, that does not change the fact that he called the president half-term president, especially if I ever get within 10 feet. The people understand his comments as a threat against the president, and the lawmaker said that his choice of words was only because he wanted to make a point about the political discourse of the state. But it seems how he will choose his words more carefully now that he is under an investigation. Please share this post on Facebook if you think he got what he asked for. What is your opinion on this? Scroll down to comment below.